morning class. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss our next point in multiplexing and switching, that is time division multiplexing. In a previous lecture we discussed the frequency division multiplexing and the wavelength division multiplexing. Our second chapter, that is multiplexing and switching, is already started from our previous lectures. In that multiplexing, there are total 3 types of multiplexing, that is frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing. Out of these, time division multiplexing is again divided into synchronous and asynchronous division multiplexing. And in previous lecture we learned that frequency division multiplexing and the wavelength division multiplexing. The frequency division multiplexing is used with the analog signal, and it is mostly commonly used in the television and radio transmission. It accepts the signal from the multiple sources, and here multiplexer and demultiplexer, these two concepts or these two devices are used, that is mux and demux. The definition of multiplexing is that multiplexing is a set of techniques that allows the simultaneously transmission of multiple signal across a single line. Means the number of input at the center side and one output, that is mux, and demux means one input and number of outputs. This is the demux sides processing. And the frequency division multiplexing is the analog multiplexing technique that combines the analog signal. And the wavelength division multiplexing is also analog multiplexing technique to combine the optical signals. Next point we discussed in previous lecture, that is wavelength division multiplexing. WDM is also analog technique and it is working in a wavelength domain. An analog multiplexing technique combines the optical signal. In fiber optic communication, wavelength division multiplexing is a technology which multiplexes multiple optical carrier signals on a single optical fiber by using different colors of laser lights to carry different signals. This is the WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss the next point or next multiplexing technique, that is time division multiplexing. This is the vision and mission of our department. The vision of our department is to excel in information technology engineering education, to produce professionally competent engineers with lifelong learning attitude for the accomplishment of ever-growing needs of society and industry. And departmental mission is quality education, professional skills and professional ethics. To achieve our vision statement, we define some mission statement, that is quality education, professional skills and professional ethics. Let us see today's lecture's point. First of all, we discuss the time division multiplexing. It is a digital technique, and in frequency division multiplexing, all the signals operate at the same time with a different frequency. But in case of time division multiplexing technique, all the signals operate at same frequency with a different time. At the same time, different frequency is operated, but in a time division multiplexing, all signals are operated at the same frequency with a different time. Because in time division multiplexing, total time available in the channel is distributed among different users. Here time is divided into channels, or the time available in the channel is distributed among the different users. Therefore, each user is allocated with a different time interval known as a time slot, at which data is to be transmitted by the sender. A user takes control of the channel for a fixed amount of time. In a time division multiplexing technique, data is not transmitted simultaneously. Rather than data is transmitted one by one. Means alternate communication is there in a time division multiplexing. The data is not transmitted simultaneously because it is divided into, or signals or channels are divided among the different users with the different time slots. In a TDM, the signals is transmitted in the form of frames, and the frame contains cycle of time slots in which each frame contains one or more slots dedicated to each user. We know that frequency and wavelength is an analog technique, and the time division multiplexing is digital multiplexing technique. And in time division multiplexing, channel or link is not divided on the basis of frequency, but it is divided on the basis of time. Remember that the channel or link is not divided on the basis of frequency, but in time division it is divided on the basis of time, so that the total time available in the channels is divided between the several users. It is divided between the several users, and each user is allocated a particular time interval called as a time slot, during which the data is transmitted by the user. It is performed in which time when a data is transmitted from the user. Thus, each sending device takes control of the entire bandwidth of a channel for fixed amount of time. Means a user takes control of a channel for a fixed amount of time. In a TDM, the data rate capacity of transmission medium should be greater than the data rate required by the sending or receiving devices. And TDM, all the signals to be transmitted are not transmitted simultaneously. Instead of, it is sent one by one. Thus, each signal will transmitted for very short time. Means one cycle or a frame is said to be complete when all the signals are transmitted once on the transmission channel. Or a TDM system can be used to multiplex digital signals. However, it is more suitable for the digital signal multiplexing. And the TDM signal in the form of frames is transmitted on the common communication medium. It is transmitted on a common communication medium. There are mainly two types of TDM, that is synchronous TDM and asynchronous TDM. First of all, we see advantages of TDM. After that, we discuss what is meant by synchronous TDM and what is meant by asynchronous TDM. It is a single link. It uses a single link. Means time division multiplexing uses a single link. Next point, it does not require precise carrier matching at the both end of the link at a low cost. Its use of the channel capacity is high, and each to expand the number of users on the system at each packet. There is no need to include the identification of a traffic stream on. Means advantages of TDM is that it uses first of all a single link, and it does not require precise carrier matching at the both end of the link at the low cost, and use of the channel capacity is high, and each to expand the number of users on the system to each packet, and no need to include the identification of traffic stream on. And the disadvantages of TDM is that the sensitivity to other user is very high and causes a problem, and initial cost is high in a TDM and technical complexity is more, and the synchronization is required in time division multiplexing. This is also one disadvantages of TDM, and it is not much suitable for continuous signals, and TDM extra guard time are necessary, and the complex to implement, means technical complexity is more, is the disadvantages of TDM. Next point is the synchronous time division multiplexing. In this multiplexing, the multiplexer allocates exactly the same time slot to each device at all times. it divides the exactly same time slots to each device. And a synchronous TDM is a technique in which time slots is pre-assigned to every device. It is pre-assigned to every devices. And in a synchronous TDM, each device is given some time slots irrespective of fact that the device contains data or not. Here it considers that, or it divides the time slots to each device with irrespective of a fact that the device contains the data or not. Here it doesn't contain data, but it irrespective of fact that the device contains the data or not. If the device does not have any data, then the slots will remain empty. Here in this figure, C device which not contain any data, so that the slot will remain empty. And in a synchronous TDM, signals are sent in the form of frame. It is sent in the form of frame. This is called as a first frame, second frame and the third frame. And the time slots are organized in the form of frames. If a device does not have the data for a particular time slot, then the empty slot will be transmitted. If there are n devices, then there are n slots. Means number of devices is equal to number of slots. In synchronous TDM, each device is given a same time slot. Each device given a same time slot to transmit the data over the link. To transmit the data over a link, irrespective to fact that the device has any data to transmit or not. Hence the names as a synchronous TDM. It requires that the total speed of various input lines should not exceed the capacity of path. Here in this figure, first of all, device 1, 2, 3. There are 3 devices, means number of device equal to the number of slots. Here 3 devices is there, so that the number of slots is 3. First of all, A sends the data. Again B sends the data. And third device sends the data. So this is called as a first frame. After that, again in a second frame, again A sends the data, that is first device sends the data, again B sends the data. Here in a C devices, there is no data to be sent, so that this slot is a empty slot in a synchronous TDM. And again in a third frame, only A sends the data, means first device sends the data, that is A sends the data, again B and C, there is no data, so that these slots are empty, so that in a third frame it is a empty slot, so that this is the first frame, second frame and third frame. In above figure, the synchronous technique is implemented and each device allocated some time slots. We will discuss in a previous or in a synchronous TDM, that is each device is allocated with some time slot and the time slot are transmitted irrespective of whether the sender sends the data or not. Here, so that in a second frame C is empty, means there is no data, and the time slot in a third frame there is 2 time slots will remains empty because the device does not have any data. This is a synchronous TDM. Next, the advantages of synchronous TDM. It is relatively simple technique and commonly used with the ISD, means the integrated service digital networks. In a networks it is used, and no address information is required. Channel capacity should be large and order is maintained. Here an order is maintained. First of all, it sends A, B, C and D. After that again sends A, B, C. So that in synchronous TDM order is maintained. This is the advantages of TDM. And the disadvantages of TDM, means synchronous TDM, is that the capacity of channel is not fully utilized, as the empty slots are also transmitted which is having no data. Means in that the capacity of channel is not fully utilized. Why it is not utilized? Because the empty slots are also transmitted which having no data. In the given figure, we say that the first frame is in a completely filled, but in last 3 frames some slots are empty. Here in a third frame it is empty. Here 2 frames, in a third frame 2 slots are empty, and here in a fourth frame 3 slots are empty. Therefore we can say that the capacity of channel is not utilized efficiently, so that it is not fully utilized because of the empty slots are transmitted which having no data. This is the disadvantages of our synchronous TDM, and the wastage of bandwidth is also disadvantages of synchronous TDM. Wastage of bandwidth means what? If no input signal is present at one channel, since the fixed time slot is assigned to each channel, and that time slot for that channel does not carry any information, so that there is a wastage of bandwidth. This is also disadvantages of STDM, that is synchronous TDM. Here in this figure, A, B, C, D, these are the 4 devices. In a mux, it sends the means multiple input and the single output. This is a medium and it is divided into time slots, and this is a frame which contains a frame. Frame contains a data. Here first of all A sends the data, first device, second and third and fourth. A, B, C, D. First frame is a fully utilized. Again frame number second, it sends the data, that is A, B. Here in a C devices or third devices there is a no data or which having no data, so that it is a empty slot. Again D is sent, data is sent. So it is maintained in a order, so that an order is maintained. Again it sends the, in a fourth frame it sends the A data only. B, C, there is a no data for these 3 devices, so that frame 1 is a fully utilized, but frame 2, 3, 4 there is a empty slots, means which having a no data. Again at the demux side, here in a demux side A is used, again B, C and D, means at the one input line and the multiple output lines. Here you can say that this is a demux, means at the receiver side single input but multiple outputs, means, and in a mux side multiple inputs with a single output. This is a synchronous TDM. Next point is a asynchronous TDM. Asynchronous TDM is also called as a statistical TDM. And asynchronous TDM is a technique in which time slots are not fixed as in case of synchronous. Here in a asynchronous TDM, a time slot is not fixed, but in a synchronous there is a time slot is fixed for each user or a device. Time slot are allocated to only those devices which have a data to send. Remember that, or note down that in synchronous TDM the time slots are allocated to all the devices which having a data or not, but in a asynchronous TDM time slots are allocated to only those devices which have a data to send. Therefore we can say that asynchronous time division multiplexer transmit only the data from active workstation, means which having a data, then only, or active workstation it sends the data or transmits the data. An asynchronous TDM technique dynamically allocates the time slots to the devices, and in a asynchronous TDM total speed of the input lines can be greater than the capacity of channels, means the total speed of input lines is greater than the capacity of channel. And in asynchronous TDM, multiplexer accepts the incoming data stream and creates the frame that contains only data with no empty slots. It creates a frame but it contains only data. No free time slots or empty slots are sent in asynchronous TDM, But in a synchronous stadium, it sends the data in ordered manner and it also sends the data with the empty slots. In asynchronous stadium, each slot contains an address part that identifies the source of data, that is address and data. The difference between asynchronous stadium and synchronous stadium is that many slots in synchronous stadium are utilized, but in asynchronous stadium, slots are fully utilized. This leads to the smaller transmission time and efficient utilization of the capacity of channels. In synchronous stadium, if there are n sending devices, then there are n time slots. But in asynchronous stadium, if there are n sending devices, then there are m time slots where m is less than n, means number of sending devices is less than the number of slots. The number of slots in a frame depends on the statistical of the numbers of input lines. Means the number of slots in a frame depends on the statistical analysis of the number of a input line. The difference between synchronous and asynchronous stadium is that asynchronous stadium technique which time slots are not fixed, but in a synchronous time slots are fixed and the time slots are allocated to only those devices which have a data to send in a asynchronous stadium. But in a synchronous stadium, for each devices which have the data or not allocates the time slots. This is the difference or main difference between synchronous and asynchronous stadium. This is the diagram, or in above diagram there are 4 time slots, but only 2 devices are active to sending the data, that is A and C. Here A device contains the data, but C, B and D which have not a data, so that A and C, these are the 4 active devices. Therefore data of A and C are only transmitted to the transmission lines. Here first of all A sends the data, again C sends the data. There is no empty slots or empty time slots are sent in a asynchronous stadium. This is figure also asynchronous stadium. In that first of all A sends the data, again B is active and C is active. First of all the total devices is 4, so that the total number of devices is less than the number of input lines. So that A sends the data, B and C. After that again D sends the data, A sends the data, and here B and C there is no data, so that D again sends the data. This is a data flow. This is a frame 1, this is a frame 2 and this is a time slot. In demultiplex or demux sites, it divides the single input lines into the multiple output lines. Next point is the advantages of asynchronous stadium. In ATDM, code utilization of communication channels. It utilizes the code utilization of communication channel, and the communication link of a low capacity is used. And a full available channel bandwidth can be utilized for each channels. In the code utilization of communication channels and the TDM circuitry is not very complex. So the communication link of a low capacity is used. This is the advantages of asynchronous stadium, and the disadvantages is that the frames have a different size and the address information is needed in the asynchronous TDM. Next point is this is the diagram of synchronous stadium and statistical, that is asynchronous stadium. Asynchronous stadium, you can also say that the statistical stadium. First of all, the number of input devices is equal to number of slots per frame is the synchronous stadium. But in asynchronous stadium, number of input devices it is 4, but the number of time slots is 3 on the basis of active slots. Here first of all A sends the data, again B sends the data, C is empty, so that here the C for C devices it is a empty time slots. Here again A2 sends the data, here B slots is a free at the second devices, so that B is a empty slots, and again C sends the data, C1 sends the data. Here in the third situation A3 sends the data, B2 sends the data and C2 sends the data. In this is called as a time slot for each and every devices. Here in this frame 1 and 2 there is a 2 time slots which is empty, means that which have not a data. But in a statistical time division multiplexing, first of all A1 sends the data, B1 again B1 sends the data and C1 sends the data. Means number of input devices is equal to number of time slots or number of slots per frame. That is a number of devices is 4, and the active devices depends on the active devices, number of slots per frame is equal to 3. Here again D1 sends the data, after that A2 sends the data. Here there is no data, so that no time slots are allocated for second devices, so that C2 sends the data. After that here no fourth devices having a data, so that it again time slots is allocated to first devices, so that A3 sends the data, again P2 sends the data and D2 sends the data. So that in asynchronous, that is statistical time division multiplexing, it sends the data with the devices which having a data, means it sends the data only active devices sends the data from the communication channels. But in a statistical or synchronous TDM, it sends the data which having data or not at the communication channel. Next point is a comparison between FDM and TDM. FDM means a frequency division multiplexing and TDM means a time division multiplexing. The definition of FDM is that this is a technique that allows the transmission of multiple signals using different time slots, different frequency slots over a communication link. And in a frequency, in a TDM, a technique that flow of multiple data signals over a communication link in different time domains. It is divided in a time slots, it is divided into the different frequency slots. Frequency is divided into frequency and time is divided into the time slots. It stands for frequency division multiplexing, it stands for time division multiplexing. The multiplexing technique is, FDM multiplexing technique is analog multiplexing technique, and this is the digital multiplexing technique. Synchronization is not needed in a FDM, but in a TDM synchronization is necessary. And it is circuit oriented, means it is a complex circuit orientation, but it is comparatively simple circuit orientation. Crosstalk exists in FDM, but crosstalk is not exist in TDM. Means FDM suffers from the crosstalk immunity due to the band pass filter, but in TDM is not sensitive for a crosstalk, that is noise immunity. Next, efficiency is less in FDM but more efficient than the FDM system, means TDM is more efficient than the FDM system. Next point, the cost is high, FDM cost is high and the cost is comparatively low in a TDM. And it is used, FDM is used in a radio and TV broadcasting, and the TDM is used for a pulse code modulation technique. Next point is the comparison between synchronous TDM and asynchronous TDM. Asynchronous TDM is also called as a statistical TDM. In first comparison that in this multiplexer allocates the same time slots to each device without considering fact that device contains the data or not in a synchronous. But in a asynchronous time division multiplexing technique, it does not allocate the same time slots to each device without considering fact that the device contains data or not. Means it does not allocate same time slots to each devices without considering fact that device contains data or not. But in a synchronous time division multiplexing, it allocates the same time slots to each and every devices without considering fact that device contains data or not. Number of slots per frame are equal to the number of input lines in a synchronous, but in a asynchronous, number of slots per frame is less than number of input lines. That is, if there are n input lines, then there are m slots in a one frame. That is, m is less than n. And if it contains the n input lines, then it must have n slots in a one frame. There is no guarantee that full capacity link is used because it allocates the same time slot to each devices without considering fact that the device consider data or not, so that the empty slots are also sent from the communication link or communication line, so that we no guarantee that full capacity link is used, but there is a guarantee that full capacity link is used in a asynchronous TDM. Total speed of input lines cannot be greater than the capacity of path in synchronous TDM, but in a asynchronous TDM, total speed of input lines can be greater than the capacity of path. The usage of devices is less in synchronous, but usage of devices is more in a asynchronous TDM. Time slots are fixed and predefined, but in asynchronous there is no time slots are predefined. Means for active devices only it assigns the time slots. This is the synchronous and asynchronous difference between synchronous and asynchronous. This is all about our today's lecture's point. In next lecture, we discuss the concept of switching and their types. In today's lecture, we discuss the time division multiplexing with their types, that is synchronous, that is STDM, and asynchronous, that is ATDM or statistical TDM. Thank you.